Hey everybody, this is Alan Fine, and I'm here with Matthew Schaller, the co-founder of Transcend Cruises, and you all know Transcend Cruises, right? No, you don't, because it's brand new. And we're going to talk about this new way of doing a river cruise, and this is Insider Travel Report. Matthew, thank you for talking to us.
Thank you very much.
So, great presentation yesterday.
Thank you.
I'm going to use my notes because there's a lot to talk about. First of all, you are 100% B2B. River cruise company.
That's right.
And you tell us why you did this. What's the problem?
So and I come from a group, I'm leading a group which includes professionals that have come from both sides of the table in river cruising, or cruising in general, ocean cruising as well. We've been charterers, and we've been at the cruise lines that have done the charters. And the system as is constructed today is very much consumer focused, of course, right? We've got 90% of the business in the industry going to consumer heads and beds, driven by the typical structure of a retail operation and carrying some of those costs and some of those marketing elements, et cetera, et cetera. For those of us who have come into charter ships, whether that be for a retail resale program or for a private client, we're faced with trying to optimize or take a product that is optimized for another set of clients and make it work for us. It's the typical square peg, round hole scenario. It doesn't work very well, not because the cruise lines aren't wonderful hosts. They're excellent and they're providing a wonderful product, but the product is not developed for group travel and for charter clients. So our concept as we develop Transcend is that we will create a 100% B2B product, that our client is the charterer, and we partner with our client to deliver a wonderful customized program for their guest. That's our concept.
So now this is a product that, it's for tour operators and wedding planners, but it's also for the travel advisor who's selling group and maybe wants to graduate to charter and learn how to do that, because this company will help you learn.
If you think about the travel advisor community, hundreds or thousands of advisors have clients that may sit on the leisure side of their business today, and that might be somebody asked them about a destination wedding location. It might be they've got a group that wants to do a family get-together, right? Or they've got a multi-generational families that travel together as
alumni,
right? Whatever those groups are, and they're aggregating internally in their agency a group that could be a charter and a private, dedicated program to them.
So this is for groups that you never even thought about using. Or you might have said, let's put them all in a hotel. This is even better.
Exactly right. Now you have a totally customized but traveling program to put them in. The flip side of that is you might have a business or a leisure client that also has a business, owns a business. They need to do an incentive program for their clients, or they're going to do a client appreciation of some kind. Now you have another option to sell them. You've got something which is totally private and available to them on an exclusive use basis. So really for the agent and the agencies, it is starting to put into the marketplace a totally unavailable product and something that hasn't even suggested itself as an option.
Now, to do this, and those of you who haven't actually sold a group this way, you ran into the problems of, this person's got a bigger stateroom than another person, so you had to design a ship that could be customized in such a way that any group would be happy. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Sure. So when you think about river cruising, we're going to speak specifically about that market. All of the ships are exactly the same. They have to be because they have to fit under bridges and through locks, and there's a very specific design parameter we need to design to. Now, if you think about it, some agents may sell a lot of river cruise, some may be less familiar, but the typical ship holds anywhere from 150 to 200 guests. Again, there's a big lounge where everyone can meet for group, for a drink. There's a dining room where everyone can eat at the same time, but they're not optimized for group events. So we've taken the same platform, totally recreated it around a set of design principles that touch group activities, totally flexible cabin structure, which we have 60 identical cabins that convert in pairs to suites. And we also have 5 spaces that all of the groups can come together and do programming in a very unique way. A couple of other major elements that we're bringing is a really, everyone is doing elements of sustainability today. It's really sort of table stakes, if you will. Now we are putting in place the first 100% low emissions fleet. We have a brand, we're a clean sheet of paper, and we're designing something from the ground up for the waterline, if you will, that is totally revolutionized the way that we are going to interact with the environment. And also, we are putting a structure in place which is totally wellness focused. So, again, everyone is very conscious now of wellness, especially coming out of the pandemic. It's become even more of a focus, and we dedicate very significant space on our ships.
2,600 square feet.
In a very specific spa fitness area, but also the design elements that flow through the entire experience. And that's design, it's the materials we use, the food we serve, it's really everything.
Let's go back to those 60 staterooms can become 30 suites.
Correct. So for the very first time, our client, the charterer, actually gets to create an environment that is appropriate for the particular group that they're bringing. So imagine you had a multi-generational group with a lot of little kids. You can use the suites as family rooms where your children are in the same room as you. Maybe it's 30 high-end customers that you have that are going to travel together as a group of friends. 30 suites, 60 people on board with a 1-to-1 staff ratio. We put our client in control of their own experience as opposed to trying to have them fit into a box that doesn't really work for them.
Now you're going on those prized rivers in Europe. Let's talk about that.
Yes, so we operate on 70% of the navigable rivers in Western Europe. It's the Rhine, the Danube, the Mosel, Holland and Belgium. And because we don't have a fixed itinerary program, this is another really unique facet of Transcend Cruises.
That's part of the planning.
Part of the planning, right? So today, when you charter a ship, you are removing a retail itinerary from inventory. You're going from point A to point B on date A to date B. We don't have an itinerary. You charter with a 3-night minimum what you need. You structure a program that works for the particular guests that are on board. We have very specific customization teams that work on shore excursions, food and beverage, technology, and other elements to make that a truly unique program. And again,
so you're not alone on this. So you get the support that you need.
Oh, exactly. No, once you've selected,
you've identified the group, and if they're from Austria, now let's plan something around that.
Exactly. Or maybe it's a biking group, or it's again, we've got a bunch of kids on board and we need to do something with them. Let's create an itinerary that works for that particular group. And because you now can also charter the number of nights that is optimal for you, it's not you're paying for extra time, or you've got a port now, you've got to drag people halfway back across Europe on a bus. It's really much more structured on what the needs are.
F&B is flexible as well.
Correct. F&B is flexible as well, and that is not only designing a menu that's sort of special. It's the way that we serve food, and it's how, where, and when, right? So it might be one night, instead of a 4-course dinner every night, okay, you could choose a menu item. It might be, we're going to do a pop-up all over the ship. Maybe one night you're not even eating on board and we're giving you a credit because we want to make sure we're facilitating the program that you want to provide to your clients.
Okay. And so to do that, and this is a big endeavor, you have to be able to hit a certain service level and then augment from there. You'll have a crew that can handle different languages.
Correct. And
different culinary palates.
That's right. We have a lot of cross-training, and a lot of the service levels, again, if you think about the way that our accommodations and our group space works, we balance the service level to the number of guests that are on board. So if we have fewer guests in a more heavy suite or an all-suite configuration, we're lifting the number of services as well. So it becomes a much more of a true 5-star plus luxury experience.
Right. At this point, you're already pre-selling. So this idea is being welcomed. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I joke with my team. It would be easier if somebody said, "What are you guys doing?" But everyone keeps telling us how wonderful this is, and obviously we've been under the radar, but we have a lot of contacts. Most of the sales we've done so far have been in a couple of the sectors we're going to address, somewhat in the meeting and incentive range. Some tour operator business as well, some alumni, but the structure is that as we put this out in the market, everyone is looking at this and saying, I can't get this product anywhere else. It really provides a new business opportunity for me to really kind of change the relationship I have with my clients, because I can put a new opportunity in front of them that speaks to both what they've needed until now, but I think also some of the post-COVID trends, if you think about that. And we started before COVID. This is not a COVID-related initiative, but if you think about what's important to people now, what the concerns are, not being out at a resort with thousands of people, not being on a ship necessarily with 2,000 people.
Being with your bubble.
Your bubble, exclusive use is out now. And think about corporate offsites. Everyone is doing full buyouts. This is the trend. And so again, while we started before COVID, what our offer is sharpened by what's happened now.
Well, this is actually, you're getting a hotel with a moat around it, which is the river. So really
Very
safe.
attractive moat.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have described it that way, but
so now, but it's popular enough that how much of your inventory is already sold?
Yeah, we're sitting right now at about 55% pre-committed for the first 2 years of operations, which
That's
is
even before anyone knows who you are.
Exactly. So I would say, we feel very honored that we're bringing this product to market, but also the really wonderful immediate support we've gotten across the industry. So that's been very helpful to us.
Right. So, but now in terms of pricing, this is not a commission situation. This is a situation where a travel advisor decides what the entire package is and can choose their own commission, essentially.
Correct. So one of the other elements of the existing kind of market dynamic is that when you come to charter a ship or you do a group, for example, you're provided, this is what you're going to make. And what we've said is we're coming to, and again, without going into the full details of how our structure works, we think that it's not reasonable to tell someone how much they should benefit from something they're selling. So we really want to put in place a structure where the advisor or the broker or the third party or the organizer is able to say, we give you a tool, you build in a pricing structure if you're reselling it, or if it's a single payer, maybe it's a family that's doing a cruise and there's a single payer client. Again, you build your commission in at whatever level you think is deemed appropriate, and that's the way we think business should be run.
For the travel advisor, if they want to start doing this, they can get involved and they can start talking with your team. How do they what URL should they use? What should they do?
So if they go to Transcend.Cruises, we will start to offer a lot of background information. They can download our press kit and some information. We've started to put a little bit of information about the ships out there. We will start hosting webinars in June. And we will be doing a lot of educational programming as we roll things out over the next couple of months.
And now for travel advisors to learn more, they've got the website, but also we talked at the conference about the fact that there may be some opportunities to travel based on unbooked blocks. Is that a possibility? They could see the product eventually? I mean, what year are we talking about, though?
Yeah, so we'll be launching in the beginning of this season of 2024. There will be numerous opportunities for our travel advisor partners and others to join us for familiarization trips and learn tos, and we'll be doing some of that on land as well. We've got some innovative stuff coming up with some mock-ups and things, and we'll be really kind of coming into the market and letting everyone really taste and feel the product.
So we're getting to you very early. You have 2 years to think about this. Well, actually, they should be booking sooner, but you have time to think about this.
That's right, and there is there's a development process and a shipbuilding process, obviously, but the structure of how we are going to bring awareness into the market starts really from June 1st. Okay. So.
And tell us about your background and how you came up with this.
Yeah, so I've spent about a little over 20 years in and around the luxury travel cruise sector, both in the hotel and the cruise side. And in my career, both as a retail tour operator and also as a consultant to private groups, I've done about 17 charters. And the statistic I love to quote is that I probably lost about 3 times that many opportunities because we couldn't get a ship, we couldn't get the date, couldn't get the duration, couldn't get the customization. And a few years ago, several years ago, when we kind of started, a client came to me and said, we want to charter a ship. And I went out to the market and it didn't work. And I said, there's got to be an opportunity here to do something that's it goes in a different way.
So these are the problems that you won't have now because of Transcend Cruises.
That's what we believe, yes.
The name Transcend Cruises, how did that come about?
So if you think about it, the word transcend means really to fly above, right? To lift above something else. And we kind of kid around. Our URL, which I mentioned earlier, is Transcend.Cruises. And we say that Transcend Cruises is our 2-word mission statement, right? We're really saying we love this industry. We don't see our colleagues at other lines as competitors, but we really do believe that we're bringing a product for the clients that we're talking to that does not exist today, and we've kind of gotten to a level above that.
So do you have any words of advice for travel advisors right now as we...
Sell.
That was quick. All right.
I think that, it's an interesting, right, as travel has changed in the last couple of years and as everyone has kind of taken a step back and now gone back in, the advisors have more value than ever, right? And you know, obviously there have been different times over the last 20 years with the internet coming in and everything else, but when you think about complex vacation purchases, the agents that have really made a point of educating themselves and bringing new products to their markets have shown themselves again and again to bring value to their clients. And we think that that education and that interest in trying to continue to push the boundaries of where their clients are thinking about and showing them options that they're not aware of really creates an opportunity for them. And we are here to support that wholeheartedly.
Well, thank you for telling us about that, and good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
And this is Alan Fine for Insider Travel Report.